Alright, what's up internet? In today's video, we're making beats with Kyle Beats' new beat pack, Andromeda. This kit was released about a month ago, and I figured since you guys really liked my last video where I bought all of Kyle Beats' kits and then made a beat from those kits, I figured you guys would enjoy this content as well. So I already have the Andromeda kit here on my computer, and if you want to download this for free, it's a free kit by the way, just go to andromeda.kylebeats.com. There's like a page where you can download it. Alright, so I have no idea what we're gonna make. I'm just kind of gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna listen to the sounds, and then whatever inspiration pops up in my head, we'll make it happen. To be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of the kicks. They just sound a little bit too flat to me. These claps do sound pretty good. Individually, I don't think they sound amazing, but I think if we layer them together, we can get a really cool sound. The hats do sound good. They sound like your stereotypical trap hats. This actually sounds dope. These chants, they sound really similar to the type of samples you'd hear in Exhale, if you've ever used that before. Alright, so I'm gonna take this va. I don't know, this is just kind of how I work. I just mess around with different sounds until an idea pops up in my head. It's really cool to me how you can transform certain sounds with Harmor to get like really unique sounds. Like remember, this was the original sound. Alright, I think I'm done messing around with that. Let's move on to something else. Pro tip, if you want to hear the entire melody without it cutting off randomly, if you hold Alt and then press it, the full sample will play. Take Me Back is probably my favorite melody out of the guitar melodies. I really like this. Alright, so I switched the tempo to 180 because it says the BPM of the sample is 180, but I also want to slow down the project tempo without the sample going weird and stretching like this. So the way that you can do that is if you double click here and you go to time and right click and do project tempo. Now if I bring the tempo down, the sample stays locked to the grid. Next, I'm gonna figure out what key the sample is in, and I'm gonna do it just using the piano roll. Okay, so we're in B flat major. Alright, now I'm just flipping through the different modes to see if there's one that sounds better than the other, and I think E2 transient sounds the best. And then I'm going to give it a mixer track. I'm gonna route it to this track, and I'm gonna create a reverb send. And I'm gonna click over to the Take Me Back melody, and I'm just going to disable the master so all we hear is the reverb. Alright, now I'm gonna enable the master again to hear how they both sound together. Alright, I'm gonna experiment with different melodies, and the way I go about doing that is I just play the piano to the melody until I figure out something that works. So I'm using the East-West piano library because these are probably some of the best digital pianos I've heard, and I really like the Platinum Bosendorfer? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm just gonna do a full patch, and then it takes a long time to load. I believe this entire library is something like 70 gigabytes, but I will fact check that. Alright. Got the piano loaded. All right, I'm gonna open up Nexus and try to find a pad that complements the melody. All right, I'm gonna record that in. All right, I'm gonna come in here, Control Q to quantize. All right, now I'm gonna add some drums just to get the idea out, and then I'll work more on the melody. All right, I'm gonna record in some vocal chops. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, this one was pretty good. That one's not bad either. Okay, so we got our vocal chops in. Now, I cannot sing at all, as you just witnessed, but you don't need to know how to sing when you have this special thing called the auto-tune. I'm gonna try to find a hi-hat loop to layer the hats with. I'm gonna try something weird. Maybe it'll work. I'm just gonna call this a digital cowbell. Just link it to a random track like 40. And I'm going to open up auto-tune with it. Let's just remove everything except E flat. That sounds really weird. Okay, forget this. I'm just gonna delete this. Instead, I'm gonna open up new tone and throw it in here. I'm going to turn down the variation and then center it. All right, I'm gonna throw it back in here. And then I'm gonna open up transient processor and I'm gonna turn down the attack. And I pitched it up 100 cents so it's in key with the song. Now let's add fruity reverb. The piano does not seem like it fits with the song, so I'm going to remove this and do something else. Now I'm not going to quantize this, but I'm going to fix some of the notes just so it sounds the way I want it to. try this 808 called Loaded. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tune the 808. Okay, so it looks like the 808 is currently tuned to G sharp. So what that means is in the 808 here now, I'm going to select G sharp as the root note. Now when I press C, it actually plays C. And that just makes it easier to record in notes when it's actually in the key of the song. Okay, one of the things I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna duplicate the 808 and I'm gonna copy and paste that there. We're gonna call this one 808 highs, and we're gonna call this one 808 lows. And then in the 808 lows, I'm gonna remove the higher notes, and in the 808 highs, I'm gonna remove the lower notes. Now what I'm gonna do for the higher notes here, I'm gonna use the multiplicator knob and stretch out the 808. But while doing so, our pitch gets kind of fucked, so I'm going to right click the pitch and do reset. Basically what I noticed is that while you take the 808 and you go higher and higher, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter, right? And I really like the length of like that low note, and I wanted that same length for the higher note. So that's why I made a separate channel for the higher notes. And there is a little bit of a transient in the higher 808s, but I'll fix that a little bit later once I start getting more into mixing. I'm also going to distort the kick with Camel Crusher, EQing the 808 a little bit, just removing a little bit of the low end. I'm going to distort the 808 just a little bit too with Camel Crusher. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do a little bit of an advanced mixing technique here. I'm going to sidechain the 808, the low 808s, but I'm not gonna do it in terms of volume, like sidechaining the volume. I'm going to sidechain this band right here. So every single time the kick hits, I want the low end to get cut out and then be brought back in again. So here, let me just do it. And once you see how it's done, then it'll make perfect sense. So I'm gonna go to the kick here, and I'm gonna get a peak controller. I'm gonna rename this peak controller to 808 sidechain. Then I'm gonna go to my 808 lows here. In the parametric EQ, I'm gonna right click the frequency, do link to controller, and then under 808 sidechain, I'm gonna link it to the peak. Every time the kick hits, you can see the frequency is being brought in, but we don't want it to go all the way up here like it's doing. We just want it to be like this band right here. So the way we do that is I'm gonna detach this so I can have both open at the same time, and I'm just gonna mess with the volume and the tension until I get it looking the way I want it to and sounding. All right, and let's just hear how it sounds all together now. And let me disable the sidechain so you can hear how it sounds without the sidechain. I can also bring up the frequency right here so we don't have to cut it out all the way, just a little bit. Alright, what's up guys? I've been working on the song a lot off camera and now it's done. So here's the full song in its full glory. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the song for you guys so you can hear how it's all sounding, and then afterwards I'll just go over all the little things I did and added to the song to get it to this state. So let's take a listen. yeah, so that's the song. At the end there, we just got the outro. But yeah, the song is now officially out. It's out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever music streaming service you use. I'll have a link down in the description if you want to listen to the full song. Okay, so now for those of you who are interested, let's just step through the song and I'll describe all the things I added and kind of what I did to get it sounding the way it does right now. Okay, so as you guys saw me create, we have the Vox Ah here, and then we have chords over here. Now what I have right here is these ahs, these same ahs but reversed. And I have the volume being automated by these automation clips right here. So here's how it sounds. So when you combine it together with the Vox Ah, you get this really cool sweeping effect. Okay, so we have this pad right here. And I also have the reverb mix level and the volume of the pad being automated. So as I play this, you can see the reverb mix level is being automated here. And then if I click into this, you can see the volume here under levels adjustment is also being automated. So when you combine everything together with the Vox Ahs reversed, and then the pad, you get this really dreamy, this very organic sounding pad. Okay, so down below here we just have the kick and the clap, so not too much going on, although the clap does have a decent amount of reverb on it. Okay, so once we get to bar 17 here, when the 808 comes in, the hats and the hi-hat loop, I also have this reverb audio track here of the clap. So layered together, you get this sound. It just makes the clap sound a lot more full and a lot more immersive, I think. And this audio track here of the reverb actually changes throughout the track. So the clap reverb at the beginning has a lot more high end. And then I switch it up over here and I pitch it down to give it a bit more low end. And this is how that sounds. Oh, one thing I also forgot to mention is the clap reverb also has volume automation to give it a sweep up effect. Okay, so other than that, we have the hats come in. We also have the hi-hat loop come in. So the hi-hat loop by itself sounds really good. But then I also layer it with your stereotypical trap hats just to give the song that stereotypical trap feel to it. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with just having regular trap hats on your track, but I just feel like adding in real drums, like a real hat loop, it just gives the song a lot more character and gives it a little bit more bounce and depth. All right, so throughout the song, I also have a lot of these reverse effects. Okay, so this right here is a reverse guitar, and the way I went about creating that is I took this Nexus guitar, the Bang Bang guitar, I played a note, I added a ton of reverb to it, I recorded it in with Edison, and then I reversed it, and then you get this effect here. Okay, I also got a ton of effects on this reverse guitar. Aside from reverb, which is the main one here, I got it also sent out to this channel, and I have Camel Crusher, some more reverb, I got Fruity Balance, and Gross Beat doing some interesting things too. Fruity Balance, I got a peak controller automating the pan. So here's what the peak controller looks like. I also have Gross Beat here, automating the volume of the distortion channel. You see how it sounds kind of plucky at the end there? That's what these two things are doing here. And if I disable both of those, so I'm gonna disable Gross Beats and Fruity Balance here, this is what it sounds like. So that's just a tiny detail that I added, which in of itself doesn't really sound very significant, but it's the combination of all the tiny details you add to a song which makes it sound unique as a whole. Okay, so over here we have the same guitar, but it's pitched down an octave. So when combined together with the low version and the high version, you get a really full sound. All right, next up we got these Vox one-shots. Okay, so all these Vox one-shots came straight from Exhale. So when I use Exhale, I never actually use it in Contact. I always just record in the sounds with Edison and then drag it into the sequencer to get a more refined sound. So here's like the first part here. I had like a sound in the Fruity Slicer. And then over here, I found like another sound. Added like a slide note. And then we have whatever this is. And then we got this. And then some more of this. And then we have this woo here. And then we have this woo number 2 here is just woo, but reversed. And then I have like reverb on the end here. We got an impact here. When we combine all the things together, it sounds really cool. Yeah, so from bar 33 to 41, we have like a little break. And then from 41 to 49, we have this build up here. Okay, so this build up here consists of a lot of different parts. We got this sweep up effect here. We have the woos up here in a reversed ah. We have some automation going on with the clap volume. We have this white noise sweep up effect. And then I got filter and reverb automation going on with the hi-hat loop. So yeah, we got this build up to 49 here, which is like the climax of the song, and we have a lot more moving parts going on here. We got these ahs that are added in, layered with the pads. It sounds really cool. We of course got the piano here, and this is also being layered with the guitar. Yeah, this random piano notes pattern right here has a lot going on in it too. As you can see, I have like a bunch of different things layered together. Like here, I'll just solo some of these so you can hear what's going on. Yeah, and all combined together, it sounds like this. Once I discovered the power of combining and layering sounds together, it really brought my productions up to a whole nother level. We also have this sweep up effect right here, which is reversed to give it a sweep down effect. So once again, here's how it sounds all together. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then at bar 65 here, we have some end chords. Yeah, that's pretty much the entire song, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about the song in the comment section down below. Again, the song is out everywhere, so be sure to check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever music streaming platform you have. Big shout out to Kyle Beats for providing this free sound kit. Again, if you want to check that out, it's at andromeda.kylebeats.com. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, so a couple days ago, Lizzo made a TikTok asking,
who the fuck is out here making these motherfucking remixes on here? Who the fuck is this mashup invisible fucking DJ? Tag them in the motherfucking comments.
well, I'm a DJ and I also do remixes. So I took her song Good as Hell and I mixed it with Adele's song Rolling in the Deep. Here's how it sounds.